What's going on, everybody? It's all Sunforge from Perfect Storm Entertainment. How's everybody doing? We're going to go ahead and continue the Quest for Glory 4 playthrough. This is session 2. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. So the first session we basically just introduced you to most of the townspeople. We really didn't do terribly much. But today we're going to go ahead and do some exploring. You're going to meet more townspeople. We're probably going to do some fighting, some quests. We'll start off with the Thieves Guild. That's kind of where we left off last session.
This is a thief. The note suggests that a real card-carrying Thieves Guild member would know how to improvise here. After all, he'd have the right equipment for the job. The poster is firmly attached to the wall. Oh, that's a really unthief-like thing to do. Causing wanton damage tends to discourage people from leaving their valuables out for you.
Yeah.
You examine the metal grate on the floor. It might be a drainage grate, but it's strange that there should be two of them right next to each other. Rummaging around under the floor drain, you find a round knob with a point on one side, which you pick up. Thieves have had to clean up after themselves since a few unfortunate accidents with maintenance personnel. The well-worn oak desk looks as though it could conceal 1,000 secrets. Most of the drawers appear to be fakes. The one real
drawer is locked. Okay.
You need something with a smaller point to get into the desk. You'd better not. It might be... Use of magic is strictly forbidden in Thieves Guild halls, as you know. It's considered to be bad form and to interfere with the mental and physical training processes of building your skills.
Okay.
The painting is undoubtedly a forgery. Not that you know anything about art forgery, but you're quite sure that it would have been stolen a long time ago if it was actually worth anything. Ah, you found a hidden safe. Good work. It sounds pretty... Ah, you found... This is not a good place to practice. This is not a...
I'm not trying to practice throwing.
This is a drainage grate. On close examination, you find some scratches that might be thief marks behind the side drain.
There we go. Oh yeah, we already done that one. It's just telling you to look under the grate here.
The double doors are locked shut. The lock itself looks sophisticated, but the door has a simple sliding latch. If this is not... This is...
I forget if there was a lockpick on this in this game or anything like that. Crap. Well, she's a knob.
That didn't do anything.
Oh. Okay. Didn't do anything useful.
You push the Dark One sign into the indentation on the door. It fits perfectly.
Alright, so this is like a monastery. There's a decent amount of stuff to do here.
Watch where you aim. This is... You need to work more on your climbing. This wall is rather...
No!
You retrieve the Dark One sign from the monastery door, then quickly step away before the Hectopus can react. You push the...
I wasn't trying to leave, I was trying to climb. There's a Maltese falcon up there.
There's something dark in the alcove. Could it be at last the fabled black bird for which so many have been searching? Watch where... This is not a good place. Watch where you... This is no time to be... Watch where... You strike a mighty hammer blow at the glass case. It just sort of looks at you through its glass eye. You need to either build up your strength or try another approach. You can't open that. This is not a good... This is not a good... This is not a... This amazingly lifelike sculpture looks like a cross between a baby troll and a hermit or dervish. It fits the description of a domovoi, except that it's totally dried out and unmoving. It doesn't burn. A long wooden table attests to a time when this room was used to double as a communal dining room for the monks.
Let's see. I forget. How do you get past this thing?
You've managed to damage the heck. There's no reason to do that. The hexapod isn't even moving.
Okay.
There is a cold feeling down here that chills your bones and sets the hairs on the nape of your neck on end. There is a musty odor of mold and mildew mingling with the sickeningly sweet smell of decaying flesh. Welcome to your nightmare.
I love his descriptions.
You see a small statue that matches the description that the chief thief gave you. You've seen some pretty ridiculous things in your time, and that's certainly one of them. The roll-top desk is spotted with dark and ominous stains. The desk is, naturally, locked. A swirling cloud of undoubtedly poisonous gas surrounds the desk for a few seconds after your spell opens it. Then the cloud subsides.
There we go. Let's check it out.
You rifle through the Mad Monk's desk to find the diary of Amon Tilado. Boy, was this guy wacko. Reading this makes your head hurt. However, it does give you some information about the Dark One rituals. It said something about the first ritual being placed within the Mad Monk's tombstone, there to be forever guarded by followers. The second ritual shall be placed in the Stone of Squids, and revealed only by the light of a dead child's soul. The The next ritual shall be placed in the hollow of the hangman's tree and guarded by the spirit of the dead which remains there. The blood ritual shall be concealed magically within the monastery, and only he who willingly seeks dark visions shall find it. The mouth ritual shall be placed in the great arch itself, under the Dark One's sign. And the heart ritual
That's the sign we got when we came out of the cave.
Gregor, for safekeeping. Now there's another note on this page in another's handwriting. Gregor is missing in the forest and probably dead. Yet where is the heart ritual?
Hey, Callie. Is there anything else in there?
Said some. Your rifle through.
No.
You tap the huge cask of Amontillado. This is the strongest stuff you've ever tasted, assuming that you're not an aficionado of dragon's breath. Bottoms up.
It's a callback from the first game. The Dragon's Breath. It's an ugly thing.
Man, have you got a headache? Fortunately, the Dark One rising seems to have been just a vision, not the reality. Yet. A scroll has fallen from the cask's wine droplets. Pick up the rolled paper on the floor. It has a symbol of a drop of blood at the top and the inscription, Ritual of Blood. You can't read any of the other writing on it.
Okay. Now, if I remember right, this is like a book made out of human skin or something like that. And if you go up to it, like, it kills you.
Is the sign of the Dark One, surrounded by arcane letters. A notch next to the A makes you think that perhaps that is some sort of starting point for the letters.
It's a visual.
There is a huge book on the altar. The binding looks like stretched human skin, with letters and markings written in dried blood. The letters spell out Necrophilicon. What could that mean? Oh, that's it. Something like the Silmarillion for of the love of death. There's something very, very wrong and dangerous about this book.
Alright, I guess we'll have to come back to these puzzles.
You retrieve the Dark One sign from the monastery door, then quickly step away. You carefully open the window and enter the darkened upstairs bedroom. It's a wardrobe for storing clothing and such. Sort of a portable closet. The house is filled with old furniture that was once of high quality but has suffered from time and neglect. The old man seems to be having a restless night. Every few minutes he shifts position in the bed. Occasionally you can hear him mutter, "Anna," in his sleep.
Poor guy.
Greasing squeaks is always a prudent idea, but that isn't the place. There's nothing that you can oil there. That didn't do anything. That didn't. You hear a distinct creak. You search around in the wardrobe, but the only thing loose and portable is a garlic clove that has come loose from the garlic braid you see and hear.
Alright.
The chest is locked. You trim and clean your... You easily manage to slit the throat of the defenseless oak.
What has happened to me? I do not understand. You. Why did you kill me? I do not know you. Why did you do such a thing?
I didn't mean to, man. I didn't mean to. I was trying to open the chest.
It's an attractive, but not particularly valuable music box. It's one of the ugliest mugs that you have ever seen.
I think we have to move it.
You pick up the ugly mug and you see that this is filled with junk. Pawing around in the odds and ends, you pick up a dagger, 1 crown, and 11 kopecks as the only things worth taking. Looking inside,
No, I wanted to put the lid back down, but okay.
the desk consists of a simple tabletop closed in by 2 hinged doors. The old man stirs in his sleep and calls out, "Anna!" You straighten out your jacket. You find a small bottle of healing potion, which you take.
Nice.
Also find a large book, too bulky to take with you. It's a diary. The author was working in Castle Borgov when the Boyar was still around, and mentions a secret passage in the Boyar's crypt. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Bless you.
Our first fight. I don't know if I remember how to even fight. I forget how you're supposed to be able to jump and avoid that or duck, but I forget how to do that stuff. Look at that muscles.
Score! You find a few gold crowns and a number of copper kopecks.
Hello there. Could you help me? This water is so cold and I need someone to help warm me. Why don't you come to my arms so that I can give you a real greeting? Surely a hero like you will help someone like me. Please, take my hand. I am the Rizalka. Please, take my hand and help me. If you take my hand, I'll be happy to show you what the lake is like. If you take my arms, I'll be happy to talk to you about anything you'd like.
You ask what a nice girl like her is doing in a place like this.
It's so nice here in the water. Why don't you join me?
Of course, if you do, she'll pull you under.
Please, don't leave me here so alone and cold. I need you. It is so cold here in the lake. Please, come and hold me and help me to be warm again.
Here, I'll do it just to show you.
You wade out to the lake woman and take her in your arms. Her skin is soft but very cold. The lake spirit moans softly as she holds you closer and closer and tighter, then pulls you down into the lake.
You quickly discover that you don't really know how to breathe water. Alright, so there's that.
A tall tree intrudes from the near.
It is so cold here.
It doesn't burn.
Alright, we'll get back to her.
Everything is so strange. I lost my way home. Please, can you help me find my way? I'm trying to find my way home. I keep getting lost. Can you show me the way to town?
That's understandable since the
The
forest
ghostly
is
apparition
crazy.
vanishes.
We don't want to go back that way just yet. Those things are out at night, but I didn't have nothing. I didn't have the health and stamina to deal with it.
There you are. What happened to you? Why are you saying that? Why are you trying to hurt me? I'm lost and I don't understand what's going on. Things are so strange. Did you go away? Why are you greeting me again?
I never greeted you the first time.
I live in town. Somewhere in town. I've got to get home. I am looking for berries. The wild blackberries should be ripe now. I want to surprise my husband with a pie. It's getting dark now, and I need to get home. Don't leave me. Please don't leave me.
So if you didn't know, that's Anna. That's Nikolai's wife. Okay, I think this is the way to the graveyard.
You have entered an eerie, deserted graveyard. Strange moans wail through the trees, and mysterious lights seem to flicker and fade among the tombstones. Two large crypts dominate the cemetery. Scraggly moss hangs over the graveyard. A fresh grave has recently been opened. A heavy stone door seals off the Borgov family crypt. A relief carving on the door shows the crest of the House of Borgov. The inscription on this headstone reads, Michael Med, bumped his head in another man's bed. Now he's dead. Rest in peace.
We all say funny stuff.
Arkin Tenor walked at night. Arkin saw his final sight. Now the question seems to be, what in the world did Tenor see? The door is securely locked and feels very solid. You're getting tired. You examine the door closely. It's massive and well made. A large lock secures the door. Above the door is an intricate crest with a single word, Borgov, above it. The door is secure. You apply your shoulder to the crypt door with a mighty heave. It won't budge. That's one heavy door. Here lies Janos, faithful forever to his lost true love, laid beside her empty grave.
Let's get our potion for the day.
You're just in time to witness a magnificent scientific experiment. I have managed to harness the very primal force of lightning at my beck and call. Now I shall use it to create life itself. Watch this. That was not quite the experimental result I expected. But never mind that. It is merely a momentary setback in the annals of science. I shall readjust the magnetic electrical stimulation system and try again another day.
Yeah, you don't want to get shocked again, bro. I love Dr. Cranium.
My neighbor Nikolai is not actually as old as he now appears. He has been very unhappy since his wife's disappearance some 15 years ago. I can understand his disappointment. She never brought me back the berries I needed for an experiment. Understanding and harnessing the power of nature is just one aspect of science. By observing and performing experiments based on the observations, the scientist increases our understanding of the world around us. Here you are. If you want. Here you are, one freshly brewed. Experiments are the...
You tell Dr. Cranium about your first adventures in the Spielberg Valley. He seems vaguely interested in your tales of the Baron and his children, but his eyes positively light up when you mention the Antwerp.
Ah, so you are the Spielberg hero. I went there on an Antwerp gathering expedition a few months ago. The people there are still talking about your adventures.
You continue by telling Dr. Cranium of your encounters with the eccentric wizard Erasmus, the deadly kobold magic user, and the ogress Baba Yaga.
Turned her into a frog? Oh, such poppycock. That is a perfectly straightforward scientific explanation.
Yeah, he
all of
hates
those
when you talk about
events.
magic.
There's no such thing as magic.
You start to tell Dr. Cranium about yourself and your adventures, but he quickly interrupts.
But there is nothing so adventurous as pursuing a career in science. Did you know, for instance, that simple scientific principles can be applied to the creation of potions for healing and curing poison?
You say goodbye.
Oh, it is always a pleasure to have one such as you visit.
Thank you.
You are in an incredibly cluttered laboratory. Flasks, vials, jars, and tubing cover every surface. Experiments are in progress everywhere.
Perhaps I should wait a day or two before resuming my Frankie experiment. It is very important that the right person stay in charge here.
All right.
The standing stone feels rock. This is not a good place to practice your magic. You missed the rock pile. You missed the rock. You missed. You missed. You missed. You missed the. You missed. You missed. You can't reach the bonsai from here, and the ledge is too slippery for you to climb on it. Perhaps you... After some... The bush seems to be stuck. It looks as though it is caught in the rocks. That loosened up the rock pile somewhat. You didn't hit it with enough force to completely clear the pile. After some...
There we go.
You blast the rock pile with a force bolt. You can't reach the bonsai from here, and the ledge is... Your magical lasso encircles the bonsai bush and gently draws it out of the grimy goo. Carefully clean the plant, then put it away.
Oh yeah, the acrobatic flip, huh? There we go.
It's pretty slippery out there. You'll need to work on your climbing skills some more before you'll be able to make this kind of climb. It's pretty...
Is my shield going up at least? No. And just going up that path just makes you slide back down it. Oh God. Oh, poisoned.
The wyvern has no place to carry treasure. This is one reason why dragon hunting is far more popular. The only effect is a tingling sensation. But if Dr. Cranium is to be trusted, you should now be safe from poison. For a while.
Here we go.
You have come to a beautiful garden deep within the forest. A stream flows gently in a loop around the central island. Feelings of peace and harmony permeate the area. It's an ornate oriental lantern. You discover 30 crowns hidden there. You accept it as a gift from Irana. As you approach the tree, the fruit vanishes. Must be that low-calorie kind.
I love this narrator. Alright, so what we have to do, I think, to get that fruit is cast Fetch on it.
Your magical lasso floats towards the tree and plucks a single ripe fruit from its branches. You feel a surge of power as the magical energy from the fruit releases itself into your system. Someone has dug a large hole there, perhaps removing a bush or a small tree. You plant the bonsai in the hole and scrape some of the rich soil around it. In moments, the bush begins to grow and blossom before your eyes. The bonsai bush is thriving in the rich soil. After some rest, you feel better. After some rest.
Well, there's a gypsy camp somewhere over here. Oh, yeah.
These bushes look as though someone planted them here deliberately. You didn't manage to fetch anything.
I think that bush is alive or something.
Nothing. The bush won't budge. The bush...
Oh, I saw my paladin ability.
An enchantment has been placed on the hedge to the west. Thinking you see a gap beyond the western bushes, You take a mighty acrobatic leap over them. It's a dead body, artistically laid out for maximum shock effect. Actually, it just happened to fall in that position, but please don't tell anyone.
Go back, or face thy doom. Hey, wait a second. Don't I know you from somewhere? Yeah, you're the guy that turned Baba Yaga into a frog. So what are you doing here? Trying out for the part of soup du jour or auditioning for the main course? She's back to her old self, if you knows what I mean. Other than a craving occasionally for flies and a distaste for frog legs, she's the same as ever. Call me Bonehead. I'm just hanging around like always.
See how he has the one eye from when we gave him the gem in Quest for Glory, the first one?
Danger? Around here? Nah, must be your paranoia acting up again. This place is as cozy and safe as a coffin. You can see for yourself that the hut's okay. Took it a bit to settle down from the last flight, though. You mean the hut of brown now sit down sort of thing the last time you was by? Well, that don't work anymore. Just go up to the hut and it'll squat and let you in, if it wants you in. My eye? Not bad at all. I has to admit, you gave me a real gem. Don't remind me. I thought I was gonna be left behind when the hut flew the coop, but Baba Yaga picked me up later. You sure made her mad. Yeah. Good to see me again, I know. So, what do you want?
You wriggle into the thief sign position.
Oh, so Baba Yaga already took care of you. Oh, looks pretty bad. You better get that fixed if you can. I wouldn't do that if I was you, but I'm not. Don't say I didn't warn you, buddy. Danger. See you around. Don't come back unless you got a reason to be here.
There's the bush that is
There's
alive.
something strange about this bush. Maybe it's the eyes. Oh, forget it. It's probably just an ordinary, everyday bush with blood-red berries and tentacle-like branches. The oil doesn't seem to have any lasting effect on the bush. You try to fetch some berries from the bush, but they seem firmly attached to branches. You grab a hand. You've managed to knock a branch with some berries. You retrieve the berries from the loose branch and store them carefully in a pocket of your pack.
Alright, now there's a guy called Leashy. Oh, crap.
Searching for the fallen beast, you find nothing of value, unless you were...
I don't understand. Every time I try to follow you, I find myself here again. Why can't I leave this place? Why can't I go home? No, no, it can't be, no!
The ghostly apparition vanishes.
I remember now. I was walking home. Something started to chase me. I tried to run. Something knocked me over and everything went black. I'm dead, aren't I? I really can't go home again. I'm just a ghost. Forgive me my manners. It's just that I'm not used to the idea that I'm dead. My name was Anna. I can remember things now, but everything is like a faded dream. It seems so strange to think of myself as a ghost. Everything is blurry. There's no day or night, only the shadowy landscape. I want to go from here, but I cannot leave. I can only wait. I can remember my house now. I lived beside the tall oak tree near the center of town. I've been gone so long. My poor, poor Nikolai.
You hear a faint snick as the window responds to your open spell. The Burgermeister was very fond of wild boar hunting in his youth. He still keeps a rack of spears in case any wild boars should wander into his office.
Duh.
The desk is locked. You don't have enough mana points to come. You close and lock the window behind you to avoid arousing suspicion.
Hey, look. There's nothing wrong with us.
Yeah, we're okay. We've been tested.
Well, to tell you the truth, I do feel a cold sore coming on.
Hey, Mordavian nights are dangerous.
Oh, he's right, you know. Nobody goes out at night, except my girlfriend, but she's working.
Oh.
Her and a few ghosts, and revenants, a wraith, and vampire or two?
Hold it, put it in park. There are no vampires in Mordavia.
Vampires in Moldavia. Whoever heard of such nonsense?
I hate to burst your bubble, but my Uncle Fred was bitten by a vampire once.
Your Uncle Fred's alive and well and retired till Silmaria. Hello?
Yeah, I know him. He sends you a postcard every harvest time saying, "Where's my $20?"
Well, he had a miraculous recovery.
Monty Python.
You know, we don't get many strangers here, now that the pass outside's been cut off.
He's right. We don't trust ones who come here by unknown means.
Yeah, particularly strangers we don't know.
We tend to be kinda suspicious of strangers, and I think I'm looking at one right now.
Yeah, that's why we made the sign that says strangers are unwelcome and unwanted.
Right. And in our own subtle way, we try to get across the fact that we don't like them very much.
Strangers bring bad luck.
Strangers bring trouble.
Actually, the last stranger brought a jester's hat and a staff, but we still don't trust him.
Anything else you want to know, stranger? You know, there's another stranger in town besides you.
Oh, and let me tell you, he is very strange, okay?
Strange. The dude ain't even human.
No one knows how he got here or why he came.
No one knows where he goes during the day, or who he's trying to meet, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he tells jokes. At least I think he does.
Yeah, he says he's a real jester.
He dresses like Sonny Bono.
He acts like a gnome.
These dudes are hilarious.
He is a gnome, Einstein.
All their audio is ad-libbed by them. They went off script.
The town of Mordavia is a very safe place to be, gotta tell you.
Oh yeah, you got nothing to fear within the walls of the town.
Other than the old monastery.
Yeah, the old monastery. As long as you don't venture into the old monastery, you'll be safe as milk in this town.
Yeah, as long as you don't even think of getting near the old monastery, you're gonna be okay.
Did I, mention the monastery door?
Oh, yeah, right. The monastery door. Look, as long as you don't go near the monastery door.
In fact, nowhere near the monastery. Don't even think about it.
You'll be perfectly safe in the town of Mordavia.
We do not believe in heroes in Mordavia.
We have no need of heroes here.
Yeah, I mean a hero's a nice sandwich, but I don't want to live next door to one.
Actually, I had an uncle once who was a hero.
Will you give me a break with all this hero stuff? Enough!
They all stare at you for a moment, then go back to talking. They nod at you in response. Yep.
Alright, let's go get some sleep. I'm gonna have to go get some sleep here myself pretty soon.
You unlock the door.
But, I'm gonna edit it so that way. We haven't really solved any quests yet. We kind of started them.
You awaken as the sun begins to rise. You start to tell the old man about the ghost you met in the forest.
Anna? You have seen Anna?
You explain that you saw her ghost in the forest.
Anna is in the forest? Where is she? I must go to her.
You tell Nikolai where you saw Anna, and try to explain that she is dead.
thank you. I cannot thank you enough for finding my Anna. I will go to her now. I will help her find her way home. Thank you again.
There's one quest. It gets progressively harder every time you come here.
I believe I am on the verge of a major discovery. It came to me last night. I believe that there is a formula which can be used to create a rehydration solution. Such a solution could be used to restore fluidity to any substance or object that has become prematurely dry. If we can but manufacture Dr. Cranium's rehydration solution in sufficient quantities, we could rehydrate the great Shapirian Desert.
Quest for Glory too.
Of course, there are a few small bugs to be worked out. It would take most of the water in the world's oceans to make that much solution. Then there's the tiny snag that I have not been able to remember the formula since awakening from the dream.
You relate the tale of your journey to Shapir, how you saved 2 cities from the evil vizier Ad-Avis, those elemental minions.
Now you are talking science. The elements are the building blocks of everything in nature. I am sure I have never heard of anyone constructing creatures purely of a single element, but it certainly makes scientific sense. You say this Ad-Avis referred to a dark master here in Mordavia? I am sure I have never heard of such a one here. There are rumors of strange goings-on in the castle, but I do not credit such tales without scientific observation to back them up.
You say hello to the scientist.
You are always welcome in my laboratory. However, I do wish you would wipe your shoes a little more carefully before entering. Dr. Cranium's rehydration solution should be a shoo-in for the alchemical innovation of the Animal Ward. It contains the prime essence of the element of water in a perfectly condensed form. I spent some time in Spielberg last summer. Everyone there kept talking about some hero who did some sort of noble deeds there. You would think that they could find more excitement in the modern accomplishments of science. There seemed to be quite an infestation of baby Antwerps there for some reason. I took advantage of the opportunity to capture a number of them in very blunt cages for my experiments. The Baron did not even charge me very much for them. The scientist never fails to observe nature. Why, if I had not gone on an observation trip in the forest, I would never have found that garden with all the rare and exotic flora. There is a beautiful garden in the forest southeast of town. It contains several varieties of plants and trees that cannot be found anywhere else in this region. I had some fascinating experimental results with the bush I dug up there. Unfortunately, I was not able to keep it alive in captivity.
It's the bonsai bush that we planted.
It grew 7 different types of blossoms in the garden. There is still a tree that provides fruit in a very peculiar cycle. There are also many beautiful flowers and plants growing there. I am convinced that the garden must have been intentionally planted, as it contains specimens that are not native to this region. Whoever planted it clearly did not understand the basic tenets of ecology. Fortunately, few of the spores have spread to the wider forest so far. Dr. Cranium's come to the conclusion that lightning is electrical in nature, which would put it in the realm of fire. Fortunately, there have been an increasing number of storms here lately, so I have been able to harness some of the lightning and store it for experimental use.
You say goodbye.
Be sure to let me know of any scientific discoveries you should make here in Mordavia. No, thank you. I long since performed that experiment using substitute materials. Perhaps you can come up with an experiment of your own to perform with those berries. Oh, I do seem to be a little careless in keeping track of my scientific formulae. I have them all written down somewhere. I think it was in the margins of one of my books here. Dr. Cranium. Here you are. Here you... Ah, you need my world-famous rehydration solution. Unfortunately, I have forgotten the elemental formula of its main ingredient. Perhaps you can help.
Nikolai has disappeared from his home. The last time I saw him, he said something about finding Anna. I fear he is dead.
You tell about Anna's ghost and Nikolai.
So that is why he was excited about Anna. He has gone to her, I guess. Maybe they will be together again. It's nice to believe so. Good day. I went searching last evening to see if I could find Nikolai, but I found nothing. He was an old man and could not survive the forest at night. Of that, I am certain.
Yeah.
More missing people. Now old Nikolai is gone. What is this town coming to?
Tell Olga about what you've been doing in Mordavia.
And be sure and keep me informed. I need to know everything that goes on around here. Someone's got to have a clue after all. Yeah, my sad departed husband. The Borgoffs used to live in the castle north of town. The last Borgoff was said to have disappeared under suspicious circumstances. However, no one seems to know just what happened to him. They say Nikolai went off to look for Anna for the last time. Maybe they're together again somewhere. Yuri hasn't been the same since his daughter was stolen away 2 years ago. Gypsies took her, I told him so. Never listens to me though. He's not doing much business at the inn either, except for those lazy excuses for farmers that hang out there, and an occasional visitor. It go broke. Vampires, is it? There's talk that those strangers up in Castle Borgov are never seen by day and can abide the smell of good old garlic. If you are going to do any wandering outside town, make certain you have some garlic with you, just in case.
A heavy gate blocks the way to the winding road. Far in the distance, you can see a majestic castle.
Welcome to Moldavia. It's nice to have some fresh blood around here. We so seldom see strangers. It is so difficult to get past the swamp which blocks the pass to and from the valley. We haven't had a stranger here since the rains created the swamp several years ago. You've obviously done quite a lot for one person. It will be interesting to see what you do around here. I am Boris Stovich.
Boris. It's the shopkeeper's husband.
This is the castle of the Boyars, the title of the rulers of Moldavia. It once belonged to the Borgov family for generations, but the last Borgov has been dead for many, many years. I'm not certain who all lives in the castle. I so seldom see anyone from there.
So why are you guarding the gate,
There's the
though?
master, of course. And then there's the strange foreigner. There's also the master's daughter, I believe. And some rather strange guards. Beyond that, I really can't say. I haven't actually seen the daughter, but I know the master is quite proud of her. The master desires privacy, and I respect that wish. As I always say, the will of the master is the shall of the servant. I wrote that. He is an unpleasant sort, with a short beard and moustache, and a funny hat. He is rude when giving orders, and he has the habit of staring at a person and licking his lips. Most unsavory. I have only caught glimpses of them occasionally, but I don't think they are quite human. No matter. If a man does a good job, then whether he is a man does not matter. Moldavia is the name of this valley and of the town. Even the inn is called the Hotel Moldavia. The name means Dark Valley. The town of Moldavia is to the east of here. Turn to the east as you leave and continue until your way is blocked by rocks. Then turn north and you will find the gates of the town. I am the gatekeeper of Borgov Castle. Is it not true that he who guards the gates is the keystone speaker? I am the gate... This is the gate to Borgov Castle. You can see it in the distance behind here. At night, this gate is guarded by huge necrotars, who make certain... Goodbye, young man. May the fireplace be warm and the drink cold at your journey's end.
Alright, so now I think we gotta tell the shopkeeper about him.
Tell Olga about what you...
So, you haven't been eaten yet. We'll see how long you last straight. Yeah, my sad departed husband. His name was Boris. Gone 3 years now. What? Yeah, Bella's a good woman. She's the one who really runs the inn. Her husband just gives orders. Someday she'll give Yuri a piece of her mind, and good for her. The thing Bella, she was a pretty woman not long ago. Was not called Bella for nothing. That is a bad place, and you'd better have nothing to do with it. It is thick. Many a stranger never came back after asking questions about it. So the castle north of town was abandoned for many years. This isn't such a bad place to settle down, you know. You could easily earn a living farming here. That certainly has more job security than adventuring, after all.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
You tell Olga that the gatekeeper's name is Boris Stovich, and ask if they're related.
Aha! So that's where the so-and-so went. Huh? Tell him he's a rotten no good Nick.
Okay.
As my lost...
You tell Boris what Olga said about him. He blushes.
Olga was always opinionated. I grew tired of listening to her complain about me all the time. It is so difficult to get past the swamp which blocks the pass to and from the valley. We haven't had a straight...
You tell Olga that Boris says she complains about him all the time.
Well, if he'd ever been here to get his work done instead of spending all his time carousing at the inn, I wouldn't have had to complain. And you can tell him I said so, huh? Very wet be I, very wet and very alive. Glad am I to be alive. Happy thanks I give you. Careful you should be here. Dangerous very it is. Feed the guard or destroy it to find the secret passage down.
You strike a mighty hammer blow at them. You retrieve the dark one. Tell him that Olga thinks he was too lazy.
Lazy? What was there to do in a shop with no customers? Once the swamp cut off trade here, we had nothing to sell. I had nothing to do there, so just because I would sit at the inn and talk with the other men, she thought I was lazy. All she ever did was sit around and give me orders when I was in the shop. What was the point of dusting if no one came in the shop to notice the dust? May the...
You tell Olga that Boris didn't like being ordered around all the time.
Ah, I wouldn't have had to order him around if he would only have done his work. I just wanted the shop to be neat and clean in case anyone came in. How does he expect me to do all the work around here by myself? Yeah, this was his family's business after all. Yeah, good night and don't let the bedbugs bite.
You tell Boris that Olga is having trouble running the shop without him.
There is much to do to keep the shop straightened up. My family always worked together to keep it going before. If only Olga wouldn't nag me all the time. She and I used to enjoy running the shop when we actually had things to sell. What is the point of even running a shop when there is no business?
Tell Olga that Boris doesn't see any reason to keep the shop open when there's nothing left to sell.
No business. Huh. You just tell that man about my avocado and garlic sandwiches. People come in and buy them all the time.
You tell Boris about Olga's avocado and garlic sandwich.
How I used to love her avocado and garlic sandwiches. We had them on our wedding night, you know. You should have
Sounds
seen
kinda
the
delicious.
garlic and avocado flowers decorating our wedding cake. Oh, beautiful. And she baked the cake herself. Oh, she always was a good cook. You remind me of how much I miss my wife. I shall go back and visit her.
Visit his wife. That sounds like a great job. Just, whenever.
May your journey
Where the hell does he live? If he hasn't ever been in the castle, he doesn't live with his wife, clearly.
Have a seat. Wait, no, better leave the seats here. Well, why don't you sit down on one? This show can't get on the road until you get off your load. So sit a while and enjoy yourself. Or maybe just sit. Good evening, ladies and germs. A funny thing happened on the way to Moldavia. I got here. I walked up to the innkeeper here and says to the guy, "Do you know how lucky you are to have such a funny guy as myself staying here?" The innkeeper says, "No, but if you hum a few bars, I can fake it." You may as well laugh now. This act doesn't get any funnier. I sit down here for a meal and order some soup. When the waiter brings it in, I says, "Waiter, there's a fly in my soup." The waiter says, "Of course, that's the soup du jour." Am I going deaf in here? Or how can so many people sleep with all these lights on? Seriously, folks, I went to the doctor just the other day and he said he had some good news and some bad news. What's the good news, I asked. "You only have 3 months to live," said the doc. "That's terrible. What's the bad news?" I said. The doc replied, "I'm getting married." I know I had an audience when I came in here. Anyhow, show me a guy with 1,000,000 kopecks, and I'll show you a guy who's rich. Hey, you only had to listen to this material. I'm the one who had to stand here and take it. Anyway, thank you, thank you, thank you. You've been a swell bunch of seats.
Phew. The gnome has stopped speaking. Maybe he's finished telling his joke. You think about applauding, but you're not quite sure if you heard the punchline yet.
What did you think of my performance? Was I hilarious or what? Is this an inn or a cemetery? I've had livelier times at funerals. Some help you were. Couldn't you at least have smiled a little louder? It's nights like these that make me feel like an inept idiot and a lousy laughingstock. I'd make more money digging graves. But why? And get out of show business. Be they ever so humble, there's nobody stays home. I've been on the road so long, I have flat tires on my feet. I go wherever I can tell a good joke, and many places where I can't. I'm staying at this inn for a while until I find something here. I got the last store down the hall. Visit me sometime. I'm sure we can have a few laughs together. Hey, my last tour was a great success. I outran everyone. But there's no business like show business. With me, the show must go on and on and on.
You ain't
I
kidding.
got millions of them. Problem is, I can't remember most of them, and the ones I do remember should have been buried long ago. I used to be worth my wit in gold, but oh, it's a long story. Ask me about it some other time.
Okay.
Daddy.
Pleased to meet you. I could tell by your outfit that you were no ordinary rube. Punny bones, the name, jokes a fair game. I'm a pro punster. Thank thank you. I always like to meet a receptive audience. It's always good to see you. It means you're not behind my back. Leaving so soon? Good night, and thanks for all the fish.
You've never seen so many locks and bars on a...
It is very dangerous in Moldavia at night. We always keep things... If you wish to return later this evening, just knock on the door. If you do not make it back by the closing of the inn, may you rest in peace.
I love his hair. From the beginning of the game.
It is good to see you again. I hope you are enjoying your visit to Moldavia. You need to take better care of yourself, you know? It is very dangerous out at night. Come to me. I have something to show you.
Come to bed.
I warned you it is dangerous here at night and you do not listen. I intend to teach you a lesson.
A strange feeling sweeps your body. You realize that you now know the frostbite spell.
Perhaps that will help keep you alive when I am not with you.
You try out a few of your best lines on her.
You flatter me. It is nice to have someone as handsome and attractive as you say such things to me. I bid you welcome to Moldavia. I hope you are enjoying your stay here. There. Now you have had an official welcome from your own official welcome woman.
You tell her your name and a little about your adventures.
How fascinating. I have never met a true hero before. You must tell me more sometime.
Her name's Katrina. In case,
You
there
may
you go.
call me Katrina. And what shall I call you?
Big Dick Rick.
The forest is a very dangerous place. Many monsters walk here, especially at night. Please, please be careful. Magic is very useful for survival in Moldavia. Use it wisely and carefully. I must go now. I hope we can meet again soon. I enjoy your company.
Alright.
Before you can think to follow her, the young peasant girl has disappeared into the forest.
There we go.
Anna, I found you. Anna!
Nikolai, I have been trying to find you for so long.
I never stopped looking for you, Anna. Never. I love you, Anna. I loved you from the moment you smiled at me. And I will love you for always.
Oh, Nikolai,
Aww.
this time we will always be together.
Forever?
Forever.
A ghostly apparition.
It's sweet, but it's sad.
We came back one last time to thank you for reuniting us.
Yes, thank you so much. Without your help, I would have been lost forever.
I do not know how we can help you. This is the last you will ever see of us.
If there is anything we can do for you, please ask.
It has been so long, and I know so little of what goes on today. Still, some time ago, there was talk in town about a stranger moving into Borgov Castle. There was much talk and many rumors about who had moved in. I do not know whether your path will ever take you to the castle, but I do know of a secret passageway to there.
Well, why would he know?
My grandfather once told me that there is a secret passage that leads from
Why would your
Borgard crypt in the
grandfather know?
cemetery to the castle. It was an escape route for the Borgard family when they were alive. I do not think anyone even saw the stranger. We only knew him as the Dark Master. It is an ominous title. You may, of course, take my hat. I have no further use for it. It seems strange being a ghost. Still, it is better than being an old man who has lost his only love.
Yeah.
I have been lost so long. Perhaps you can talk to my friend Olga. She knows everything that goes on in town.
She married Boris Stovich, who owned the shop.
She did? She is such a lovely girl. I'm sure they are happy together. Oh, Olga will be able to tell you many things about the town.
How does she not know that? She's only been missing 15 years. I mean, I really doubt that those Boris and Olga were married less than that.
Being a ghost is not bad when you have someone you love with you.
Bye.
We waited so that we could thank you.
You have saved our deaths from being endless and meaningless. Farewell.
Farewell.
The ghostly apparition vanishes.
Alright. Like, it's 1:40 p.m. I've been up since 6 a.m. and I haven't ate yet today.
You are locked.
But I'm tired, so I probably am gonna go to sleep here. But we're gonna go ahead and we're sleep until more. Actually, should
In
I?
your sleep, you seem to hear voices.
No.
Do you see him?
Yes, he is sleeping. Most likely in the inn, although it is hard to focus the vision enough to tell.
I do not understand why you did not just capture him in the first place. The charades you play are foolish.
Silence! To serve us, it will be for the best if he acts under his own free will. Why make an enemy out of a willing tool? Oh, but I forget. He is already your enemy.
This is not someone to play games with, I say. If he finds out what is going on, he will never cooperate. Besides, you risk his death. Moldavia is a very dangerous place.
I think he is quite capable of taking care of himself. Besides, I have ways of making him cooperate. As you well know, I will use them only if I must.
The voices fade off into oblivion.
That concludes session 2. We ended up doing quite a lot. At the beginning, I wasn't sure because I didn't know how to get some of that stuff started, but once we did, it started rolling pretty good, huh? Alright, so I'll edit this later on, after I get up, and this should be up tonight or tomorrow morning. It should be up on YouTube for you guys to watch, and then we'll continue the game with a third part, the day after or so. And usually what I do is I record something, and if it's too late in the day, I'll edit it the next day. And if it's early enough in the day, and I'm feeling up to it, I edit it. My internet's down right now, so there's no real reason to even, because I can't upload it to you guys until the internet comes back up. I'm not even sure what's going on with the internet right now. It's not been working since about 10 a.m. or so. I was in the middle of playing Blackout and it just cut out on me. I was like, It was like one of the final circles. There was only like 8 people left, and it cut out. So, all right, though. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Saul Sunforge, Perfect Storm Entertainment. Game on, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.